Today I will be going over the best private messaging apps which are all open source, so let's get into it. Session is a free and open source messaging app which runs using the Odysee network, which makes messages private and anonymous. And the Odysee network uses an onion routing technique and does not rely on one central server, unlike Signal. And Session uses Loki, which is also called the Odysee network, as I just said, and each Loki node which you're connecting to is paid in a cryptocurrency based on Monero when you connect to it, meaning the nodes have an incentive to run. Another plus for Session is its UI looks great and is very modern looking. Overall, Session is my favourite messaging app and is the one I use the most and the best messaging app currently. Briar is a free and open source messaging app which is peer-to-peer, and it uses the very popular but inferior Tor network for onion routing, although it is better than Session in some ways, such as the fact that you can blog anonymously with it, and it has a forum functionality, and both of those features are peer-to-peer. Overall, I think Briar is super cool and would be great for activists and journalists and people who live in oppressive regimes, because people like activists and journalists may want a way to communicate where they cannot be tracked down and can easily communicate with a large group of people via means such as blog posts and direct messages. But overall I prefer Session, but Briar is the second best option in my opinion, but I think both have their place. Jami is a peer-to-peer, GNU endorsed, free and open source application which is intended to respect your freedoms and does not rely on one central server, meaning even if all Jami servers were to go down, you could still communicate with others. I don't think Jami is as private as Session or Briar, but if you want a GNU endorsed piece of pure free and open source software, this is your best option, and you cannot go wrong here. Signal is another free and open source messaging app which was recently pushed by a lot of celebrities such as Elon Musk, and it is way better than WhatsApp, but it has some flaws such as requiring Google mobile services and requiring a phone number which could identify you, and it relies on a central server, and the foundation is based in the US, meaning the feds could force Signal to log your messages, and the same goes for WhatsApp since Facebook is a US based company. Threema is a paid messaging app which claims to be private, and to be fair it is open source, but it costs money and there is no real practical benefits to using it, in my opinion, but it is based in Switzerland, which is good, and the UI is pretty clean and simple. Overall, all of these messaging apps are great, but Session is the best overall. Briar is the best for activists and journalists and people who are running from a government for whatever reason, and Jami is the best for open source enthusiasts and GNU enthusiasts. I don't like Signal as much because it requires a phone number and is based in the US, but at least it's a bit better than WhatsApp. But anyway, thank you for watching today's video, like and subscribe and share. Comment down below suggestions for future videos. You can check me out on LBRY, Odysee. Of course, you can subscribe to me on YouTube. You can follow me on Pinterest. I've also started posting on DTube. So I'll see how that goes. But you can also follow me on there. And goodbye.